Hello everyone and welcome to the class. My name is Audrey and today for our reading lesson we will be looking at a super interesting article. The article is actually written in 1995, okay? And this article is speaking about the internet. So what they think the future of the internet would be. And it's very interesting because they don't think that the internet will be successful. Okay, so again, this is in 1995, so almost 20 years ago. This article was written speaking about the internet and how it would be a failure. So here we are on the internet right now having this class. So I think it's going to be really interesting to look at this article about how the internet won't succeed. Okay, so go ahead and join. If you have reservations, right now is the time to join if you're a premium member. And if you're not a premium member and you're interested in being able to reserve classes, just click on Get Reservations up at the top, okay? So we have one student. Welcome to the class. How are you? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. It's nice to see you. And tell me your name.
Zheka?
Jeka. Okay, welcome, Jeka. It's nice to see you. Where are you from?
No, I'm from Russia, Samara State.
Okay, very good, very good. You were in the last class, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, nice to have you. And in just a moment, as soon as our premium period is over, everyone who is watching will be able to join. So just wait a moment and your classmates will join you. Okay, again, you can take a look at the article that is in the Verbling chat box. Okay, and the article is from 1995, an article written about the future of the internet in 1995. So it looks like everybody is able to join now, so go ahead and join. We're just going to wait a few moments while everybody joins and then we'll get started. Okay, so welcome everyone to the class. It's nice to see you all. We're going to go through our brief introductions and then we'll go to the article. So I'm hoping we'll have plenty of time to read this article because I thought it was really neat to see what they think about the internet in 1995. Okay, so first we have Avni. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I am fine. How about you, teacher?
Great. It's nice to see you again today. And tell me where you're from. I forgot.
I am from Turkey. I am 26 years old, and I
Okay.
am working in a bank.
Okay, very good. Nice to have you. We also have, it's Enrique.
Hello, good morning. I'm
Hi.
Enrique from Brazil.
Okay, very good. Nice to have you again. We have Kaiki. Are you there, Kaiki? Sabrina? You may need to unmute your microphone. So if you do need to unmute your microphone, make sure to click that red microphone icon. Okay? We'll come back to you. Next we have Larissa. Welcome, Larissa. Are you with us? Okay, we'll come back. So let us know if you get your microphone working. Again, try to unmute that microphone. We have Mehdi. Welcome, Mehdi. Mehdi, are you there? Can everyone else hear me? I'm getting nervous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully those of you who can't hear me, you can work out your microphone problems. So try to unmute that microphone if we can't hear you. And it looks like Mehdi is joining again, so we'll come back to him. Mine, welcome Mine. How are you?
Hi, Audrey. I am fine. How are you?
Very good, very good. So tell us where you're from.
I am from Turkey, but currently I live in the USA now.
Okay,
Очень много людей из Турции.
very good. Okay, so Mehdi, welcome Mehdi.
Welcome. How are you?
Very good. Nice to have you again. And remind me
Thank
where you're
you.
from.
I'm from Morocco.
Okay, very good. We also have Osama. Welcome, Osama. Can you hear me, Osama? Make sure your microphone is unmuted. Okay, I'll come back to you. Oh, there you are. Maybe you're there. Yes, now I can hear you. Okay, maybe you're talking to someone else. Are you there, Osama? Okay, maybe there's somebody else. We'll go to Wonderson. Wonderson, how are you?
Yes. I can't complain. Life is good.
Okay, very good. Nice to have you again. So tell us where you're from.
Sure. Yes, I'm from Brazil.
Okay, very good. And lastly, we have Jeka.
Yes.
Okay, nice to have you. And you're from Russia, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Russia.
Okay, wonderful. So we've got a nice mix of people from all different places, and we're going to go ahead and get started on this article. Before we start, what do you think about the topic? A 1995 article about the internet. What would you expect them to say about the internet in 1995? Anybody have any comments about that?
The best way to communicate with people, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else have other thoughts?
I think that in 1995, people didn't use so much as nowadays.
Right, right. Avni, what did you want
Yes.
to say?
I think that time, 1995, it was very frustrating for everyone because it was very new and very very expensive, and that time internet so slow, and most of people couldn't see that time
Mm-hmm.
like very fast here. We can watch and we can see each other, and we can study English, lots of things. We couldn't imagine that time. Very yes, that's I am 36 years old, so that I can understand easily, because that time we can just type
Mm-hmm.
to message other people, and that's very very exciting thing.
Right, right. So you've actually experienced, you're old enough, not saying that you're old, but you're
Yes,
but you're old enough to have experienced this.
yes,
So very interesting. Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As we're reading, of course, continue to make comments and ask questions. So this is not only a reading class, it's also a conversation class, okay? So let me put the screen up. Did everybody get the link? The link was in the chat, but I'll post it again just in case. Okay, so you can see this article was written February 26th of 1995. We're going to start with you, Avni. Avni, would you read us the title and the first paragraph?
Okay. The internet. Bah. February 26, 1995. Hype alert. Why cyberspace isn't and will never be nirvana. After 2 years online, I am perplexed. It's not that I haven't had a good time on the internet. I have met great people and even caught a hacker or two. But today, I am uneasy about this most trendy and oversold community.
Okay, great job, great job. So of course, after you read, I'm going to tell you if you had any pronunciation mistakes. Your pronunciation was very good, Avni, so I don't have any corrections.
Thank you so much.
So now let's see. What are some questions here? What did you not understand in this section?
Nirvana.
Okay, it isn't and will never be nirvana. Can anybody explain this idea of nirvana?
Oh, Nirvana. It's like a on the top happiness, something like that.
Right, exactly. So when we use it in common speech, we use this nirvana to be this really high level of happiness that you can achieve.
Yes, top level. We can say.
So this article from 1995 says the internet is just a hype. It's never going to be great. Okay? Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Let's go to the next section. Okay, so this is just the introduction. Our author is saying the internet can be fun, it's okay, I guess, but that she or he is not really interested, or they don't think that it's going to be super successful. Okay, so let's see the next section. We have Hector. How are you? Are you there? You might need to unmute your mic.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? Can you
I'm
hear me?
fine. Yes, yes.
Okay, very good, very good. Would you like to read this next section, the next paragraph?
Visionaries?
Right, this one.
Visionaries see a future of telecommuting workers, interactive libraries, and multimedia classroom. They speak of electronic town meeting and viral communities. Commerce and business will shift from office and mails to networks and modems, and the freedom of digital networks will make government more democratic.
Okay, very good, very good. Let me point out a couple words of pronunciation to you. This first one is libraries. Libraries.
Okay.
Okay, very good. And the next one is multimedia. Multimedia.
Multimedia.
Perfect. Okay, everything else was great. So, any questions here?
No, any.
Okay, anybody else?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so what is this section saying? They're talking about visionaries. Visionaries in 1995 are talking about the future of the internet being with these telecommuting workers, interactive libraries, multimedia classrooms. But what are we in right now? We're in this virtual classroom. So I think it's quite interesting that they didn't think that the internet would get to this level. What do you guys think?
Today, more than visionaries because not multimedia and face-to-face classrooms now, one-to-one, and live live class.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mine, what did you want to say?
Today, yes, it was amazing improvement if you compare to that date and today. We cannot smell. After that, we can see each other. We can talk each other. It's very high improvement.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Any other comments or questions? Okay, what do you think about all the things that the author listed in this section, talking about those visionaries? Has everything come true that she said wouldn't?
True, visionaries, absolutely
Mm-hmm.
true. Visionaries can
Okay,
see,
yeah.
but not at all. Most things visionaries can see that times, but now is more than that time that visionaries thought.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. So all of these things that she listed, even the thing about commerce and business shifting from offices to networks,
Yes.
it's true. We do see a lot of that. There are a lot more companies online and on the internet,
Hmm.
and even our business world has shifted. Okay, very interesting. So let's go to the next one. And Hika, could you read it?
Okay. Baloney, do our computer pundits lack our common sense? The truth is, no online database will replace your daily newspaper. No CD-ROM can take the place of a content teacher, and no computer network will change the way government works.
Okay, great. That first word is baloney. Baloney.
What is this?
Baloney. Does anybody know what that is?
Nonsense.
No.
Right, it means nonsense. Nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, exactly. And do you know what the original meaning of baloney is? In this case, they're using it to mean nonsense, but what does it mean originally? Any ideas?
Is it a type of food?
Yes.
Italian sauces, I think so.
Yeah, it's a type of food, like a type of sausage, maybe, more or less. Okay, so why they choose that word to mean nonsense, I have no idea, but it means nonsense.
It's
Okay.
from the word Bologna.
Sorry?
It's from the word Bologna.
Yeah, sometimes Bologna is spelled in that way. Actually, it should be spelled in that way. I think the author had a typo there. It should be this right here. Can you see in the chat?
Yeah.
So that's how we spell it usually. I'm not sure why they spell it like this. Okay, but it means nonsense. So all of the things that the author was talking about in the first paragraph, they say baloney. That's nonsense. That's never going to happen. Okay.
Audrey, could you rephrase the first sentence? Do our computer pundits? Because I don't know what pundits means as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And does anybody know? I just want to give somebody the opportunity to explain if they would like to.
An
I
expert?
think, yeah.
Right, an expert, an expert. So, do our computer pundits lack all common sense? So, the author is suggesting these people who know about computers, they're speaking nonsense. They don't have any common sense.
Okay.
Okay, So again, she's saying that these people are crazy for thinking that the internet will be successful and will change the way that we live. Okay, any other questions? I think this article, when I was reading it, I noticed a lot of errors. So if you notice any errors, you can let me know. Like, for example, this should be the truth is no online database. So sometimes there are some errors in these. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, and look at what she's saying. No online database will replace your daily newspaper. Well, most people get the newspapers online now anyway. And no CD-ROM can take the place of a competent teacher. Well, here I am
Yeah.
teaching you.
Yeah.
But I'm not a CD-ROM.
No.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Larissa, could you read the next one?
Yeah. Consider today's online world. The Usenet, a worldwide bulletin board, allows anyone to post messages across the nation. Your word gets out, leapfrogging editors and publishers. Every voice can be heard cheaply and instantly. The result? Every voice is heard. The cacophone more closely resembles citizens' band radio, complete with handles, harassment, and anonymous threats. When most everyone shouts, few listen.
Okay, very good. I have two words to point out to you, Larissa. The first one is publishers. Publishers.
Publishers.
Okay, great. And the next is cacophony. Cacophony.
Cacophony. What's that mean?
The cacophony is like a mixture, a confusing mixture. So at this point on the internet, people can post things and upload them, but it's just a confusing mixture. There's no order or sense to it. Okay?
Okay.
So what other questions do we have from here?
Leapfrogging.
So your word gets out, leapfrogging editors and publishers. So to leapfrog means to skip. So it means you can publish whatever you want and you jump over these editors and publishers. So nobody has to edit or publish your work. You just jump over that. And so what happens is you end up with a lot of information that's not edited. Okay? Other questions?
I have a comment. I think she or he, I don't know the author, but he should have seen today, because today everybody write whatever they want and no addition, no control. And internet, it's good sources, but not all of the knowledge is the right on the internet.
Right. So do you somewhat agree with the author at this point?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is maybe something that's still relevant. So some of the things that the author said, we had said, okay, well, the internet is very successful, so the author was wrong. But in this point, I think they're right, that all of this information gets published without being edited.
Can I
Okay?
ask just one quick question?
Sure.
When the author says complete with handles, what does that mean?
Complete with handles, harassment, and anonymous threats. I'm not sure what they're referring to in that case. When they say harassment and anonymous threats, they're just saying a lot of different things that you might find on the internet, so I'm not exactly sure what they mean by handles.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe it's just a different word choice that they chose to use. But what they're saying is they're just referring to these different negative things that you can find on the internet.
Okay, thank you.
That's a good question. Any other questions? Okay, does anybody else agree with the author's point? Look at that last sentence. When most everyone shouts, few listen. Do you think that's true?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so there's so much information out there. It's hard to pay attention to all of it. Okay, very good. Let's go down to the next. And Mehdi, would you read this one?
How about electronic publishing? Try reading a book on disc. At best, it's an unpleasant chore. The glow of a clanky computer places the friendly pages of a book, and you can't tow that laptop to the beach. Yet, Nicola Negropont, director of the MIT Media Lab, predicts that we'll soon buy books and newspapers straight over the internet. Oh, sure.
Okay, very good, very good. Great pronunciation. Any questions here? Okay, so we're talking about this electronic publishing or books and newspapers online. So it says, at best, it's an unpleasant chore to read books on a computer.
I have a vocabulary question.
Okay, go ahead, Larissa.
What's tote? I don't know.
Yeah, tote. You can't tote that laptop to the beach. Tote is to carry something.
It's an informal one? I never heard about it.
Yeah, it's more or less informal, but you can use it in more formal situations as well. To tote is just to carry something around. And sometimes it can be something that's rather large. So you can't tote or carry that laptop to the beach. It's too big. It's not good for the beach.
Okay.
Okay, if you've ever heard of the word or of the phrase a tote bag is like typically a very large bag that you can carry a lot of stuff in. Okay.
Like that ones that you carry to the beach?
Sorry?
Like that ones that you carry to the beach?
Right, exactly. Okay, Mehdi?
What's a clanky computer?
Clunky. Clunky just means big and heavy. It's not slim and easy to carry.
Thank you.
So the author says, this clunky computer is no replacement for the friendly pages of a book. They would prefer to read their books not on a computer. Any other questions? So what do you think? Does anybody read a lot of books online or on their computers?
It's very hard to try to read a book in a computer.
So you agree with the author on this point as well, that you prefer to read an actual book?
Yes.
But now we have tablets and Kindle, and now we can take the computer to the beach.
Right. So maybe on a traditional computer or even a laptop, it's difficult to read, but now we have specific devices to read these books and newspapers on. Okay.
But I stay like reading a book.
Yeah, you prefer to use the book still?
Yes.
Does
Yes.
anybody else prefer the real books?
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, I prefer.
Me too.
Wonderson, what about you?
Yes, I prefer reading the real book, solid
Mm-hmm.
book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Me too. I prefer that. Although I do use the Kindle. I think it's useful.
I uh, I prefer to read real books also, and I like touch that pages.
Mm-hmm.
The screen and the monitor uh, bored me sometimes and tired me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's time when I read that real books, uh, I can imagine most things, maybe in my imagination. But uh, in that area, PDF format or another format on board or monitor computers, that's can be fake in my opinion, and I can't understand all of
Mm-hmm.
things. Maybe
Okay.
I am enough old that time. I know. I don't know. I like real book.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think we all do. We all prefer the real books, but we can't deny that those things like tablets and Kindles are very useful when you don't want to carry around all of your books. Okay, very good. And I like this last sentence that the author writes. Um, Nicholas Negroponte predicts that we'll soon buy books and newspapers straight from the internet. Sure. So they have this
Yes.
sarcastic kind of comment there. So they're like, whatever, this is not going to happen. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let me see. Mine, would you read it for us?
Okay. Um, what the internet hucksters won't tell you is that the internet is one big ocean of unedited data without any pretense of completeness. Lacking editors, reviews, or critics, the internet has become a wasteland of unfiltered data. You don't know what to ignore or what's worth reading.
Okay, very good, very good. That word in the middle is completeness. Completeness.
Okay.
Okay, everything else was great. Any questions here?
What does mean hucksters?
Yeah, the internet hucksters. Hucksters is somebody who promotes something. So the internet promoters. So what the people who promote the internet won't tell you is that it's one big ocean or one great mass of unedited data. Okay, that same concept that we were talking about, and it's the concept that we still face today, that the internet is this great amount of unedited data. Okay, any other questions?
Unedited data, it's informations?
Yeah, information that nobody has reviewed. So it could be true or it could be false. Nobody has reviewed it or edited it.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's go to the next. And Osama, are you there? Okay, we also have Saleh. Are you there? I can't see you in the picture, so maybe you're not there. We'll go to Wonderson. Wonderson, could you read this one for us?
Yes. Logged onto the World Wide Web, I hunt for the date of the Battle of Trafalgar. Hundreds of files show up and it takes 15 minutes to unravel them. One's a biography written by an eighth grader, and the second is a computer game that doesn't work, and the third is an image of a London monument. None answers my question, and my search is periodically interrupted by messages like, "Too many connections, try again later."
Okay, very good. Let me see. Okay, I think your pronunciation was good. I don't think there were any problems. So, any questions?
What's
This
enrival?
experience,
Go ahead, Mehdi, and then we'll go to Hector.
What's enrival?
Okay, to unravel something. Does anybody know? What does it mean to unravel? Hundreds of files show up, and it takes 15 minutes to unravel them. So to unravel in this case, oh, go ahead.
Unravel means to separate,
Okay.
to unassemble.
Right, to separate, in this case to organize or to look through them. So you have these hundreds of files and you need to unravel them or sort them. Okay, Hector, what was your question?
no, only say that the experience with internet searcher would have to all, because many times not found the true information we needed.
Right, and that's something that still happens sometimes today, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. So we have this problem of we're searching for something, and I think maybe you might have been muted. But we have this problem of searching for something, and we find results, but they're not the results we're looking for. Okay. Any other questions or comments? So I think even in the beginning days of the internet, this problem was much worse than it is today. For the most part, for the majority of the time, it's very easy to find information if you search it, if you just put it in Google. But at this time, there wasn't that much credible information on the internet, and it was more difficult to find these answers.
Also, it wasn't Google at that time, I think so.
Right. Right. So we didn't have Google. I don't know what we would do.
Yeah, without Google, I don't know what we were doing in the past.
Yes, it's hard for me to imagine life without Google or some search engine similar.
Yes, me too.
Okay, very good. And then lastly, there was this problem of too many connections, try again later. And this one we don't really have so much anymore. But maybe this was also a problem. Okay, so let's go. Next we have Hector, would you like to read the next one?
Okay. Won't the internet be useful in governing? Internet addicts clamor for government reports. But when Andy Spano ran for county executive in Westchester County, New York, he put every press release and position paper onto a bulletin board in affluent county with plenty of computer companies. How many birds logged in? Fewer than 30. Not a good omen.
Okay, very good. So let me correct this word right here. It is affluent. Affluent.
Affluent.
Okay, and what does it mean, affluent? Do you know? Does anybody know? Okay, there's a lot of noise. I'm going to mute you, Saleh. I think it's coming from you.
Oh my god.
Yes, so if you would like to talk, Saleh, you can unmute your microphone, but right now I'll keep you muted. That way we don't hear so much noise. Okay? Okay, so we have the word. Saleh, if you could keep your microphone muted because there's a lot of noise coming from your mic. We can't hear anything. Okay?
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead, Mine.
Okay. Affluence means is wealthy, richness.
Right. So we have affluent county or an affluent section of the state. So that means there's a lot of wealth. People have plenty of money. Okay. So in that affluent county, only 30 or fewer than 30 voters logged in to this. I don't know. I guess it's like a government website or something similar. Okay, so this again is in 1995. Of course, there's going to be few people who have the internet available to them. Any other questions?
What the mean omen?
Not a good omen. How about this word? Has anybody seen it?
It's like presage.
Can you say again?
Like presage. I don't know if my pronunciation is right.
Could you write it in the chat?
Yeah.
Presage. She wants to say presage.
Okay, presage. Maybe what else could you say for an omen? In this case.
Signal.
Sorry? I'm having some problems hearing you. Could you repeat it?
Predict.
Right, so an omen is like a prediction, or you could say a sign. It's not a good omen or not a good sign.
Yes.
Okay, so if only or fewer than 30 people logged into this government office's website, that's not a good sign. So the author again says, this isn't a good sign that the internet will be successful. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's look at this section under point and click. Enrique, could you read it?
Then there are those pushing computers into schools. We are told that multimedia will make schoolwork easy and fun. Students will happily learn from animated characters while taught by expertly tailored software. Who needs teacher when you've got computers added educations? But
Okay, very good. What does this author mean by saying "ba"? They say it in the title, and they say it here. What do they mean by that?
He was so sarcastic about the internet, I think so. He didn't imagine or he didn't prediction about the future.
Right. So this article, I think, has a really interesting tone. Not only do they think that the internet won't be successful, but they think it's ridiculous, almost stupid that it would be successful. They say, bah, that's never going to happen.
Is a little bit amazed about what the internet do to change a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Right, and people are pushing computers into schools, and I think it'll make things easier and funner for the students, more fun. Okay, any questions here?
No.
Okay, and what do you think about internet or about multimedia being in schools? Do you think it's a great resource, or do you think that the focus should be more on live and better teachers?
I think that nowadays students get excited to learn through this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it could be a positive thing to motivate the students.
Yeah, you just need to show how to use it correctly. I think so.
Okay, very good. Any other opinions about that?
I use both of the resources. I think multimedia is more easy to useful and friendly instead of search encyclopedia or another resources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it could be easier on the kids, maybe easier and more entertaining. Do you think some of those skills that they lose by being able to use multimedia are important?
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
They
I heard here in the US that they stopped teaching children how to look up words and things in dictionaries and encyclopedias because they decided it wasn't not a useful tool anymore. So I thought that was interesting. I think it's good to be able to use these resources that we have, these search engines, but I think it's also important to know how to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yes, I agree with you.
Hmm. Okay, very good. Any other comments? Okay, let's see the next section. So, um, again, we have this ending of ba, and the author continues to tell us why this is not a good idea. Larissa, could you read it?
Yeah. These expensive toys are difficult to use in classrooms and require extensive teacher training. Sure, kids love video games, but think of your own experience. Can you recall even one educational film strip of decades past? I'll bet you remember the two of three or three great teachers who made a difference in your life.
Okay, very good. Great pronunciation. Any questions here?
Yeah, film strip.
Mm-hmm. A film strip. What is a film strip? This is kind of an outdated term. Does anybody know what it is?
Yeah, like they have a slide. They use the I don't know how. It's like a strip, and the old camera has the same material. Am I right?
The old cameras?
Yes.
Right. So they use film.
Yeah.
This film strip, yeah, I think you've got the right idea. They have this strip of different images, and it's similar to like watching a video, but the very old way of looking at these films, looking at these videos. Okay, so it's a really old term for a video where you just have the films and you look at the pictures one at a time. Okay, so this is something that they would use a lot in schools before the internet, before we had these videos. They would look at film strips, just strips that have images on them, and they project the images onto the screen. Okay. Any other questions? So what do you think about this suggestion? Oh, go ahead.
Recall. It means remind.
Right. You would say to remember. Can you recall or can you remember? Okay?
Okay.
It's the same thing as to remember. So the author is making a comparison to these film strips. They say these film strips are similar to the way that we're trying to use multimedia in classrooms now. So kids don't remember the film strips. They don't remember the videos that you show them and the different things that they watch in class, but they do remember their teachers. And those are the people and the memories that stick with them. Would you agree with that? Do you think that's true? What do you think? Anybody?
I remember all of them.
You remember all of the videos, all of the film strips?
Yes.
Okay, and do you remember your teachers as well?
Yes, I remember also.
I think you just have a great memory, Mine. I don't remember any of my teachers or any of those videos. I don't remember. Okay, anybody else? What do you think? How do you think you learn best in the classroom? With this multimedia or with teachers? Are teachers the memorable ones?
With teachers.
Okay. And do you think that the multimedia is helpful?
Yes, but not as a teacher, because teachers know teachers knows what.
Teacher is irreplaceable.
Okay, as a teacher, I completely agree. Okay, very good. So
I have one more comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I just remember now. I think teacher pictures because all time they draw the picture on the blackboard and they try to describe to us, and this picture are more creative than nowadays. Just multimedia, we saw the picture and the picture is gone immediately. I think the other picture is more creative and more educated for me. I don't know.
You think in the past, those kind of pictures in the past?
Yes.
Right, because they would use them as supplements to their instruction instead of replacements. Is that what you think?
Yes, yes.
So if you're trying to describe something, pictures and videos can be extremely useful and extremely helpful in helping to explain something. But I think the problem is when we use only those multimedia things to completely replace teachers.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, great point. So let's go to the next one. We just have a few minutes left, so we'll probably read, let me see how many more there are. Okay, we probably won't get finished with it, but that's okay. Okay, let's go to Saleh, did you want to try to unmute your microphone and maybe you can participate? Hopefully there won't be too much noise. Are you there, Saleh?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay, very good.
Hello?
Would you like to read this one that starts with, then there's cyber business?
Sorry, I have no idea what about your talk. And this class is finished.
Yeah, can you see the presentation?
Yes, I can, but I have no idea.
Okay, well maybe
Sorry.
we'll just, no problem. Okay, hopefully
Okay.
if you want to participate in future classes you can, and you can just watch if you want to.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Let's see, we'll go to Wanderson. Could you read us this one?
Yes. Then there's cyber business. We're promised instant catalog shopping, just point and click for great deals. We'll order airline tickets over the network, make restaurant reservations, and negotiate sales contracts. Stores will become obsolete.
Okay, very good. That one, obsolete, obsolete. Okay, everything else was great. So there's this whole world of cyber business. Again, the author's saying all of these things that the visionaries are saying. I don't think that's true. Any questions here?
What's obsolete?
Obsolete. Can anybody explain? What does it mean if something becomes obsolete?
Unfashion?
One more time, Nina?
Unfashion. It's old-fashioned,
Old.
not unfashioned. Sorry, old-fashioned.
Right, so you could
Banal.
say old-fashioned, but it's even a step further. So obsolete means something that is so old-fashioned that nobody uses it anymore.
Like banal?
Sorry, one more time.
Banal.
Banal's more like common, right?
Okay.
So obsolete just means nobody uses it anymore. For example, think of maybe floppy disks. You know floppy disks that we used to use in our computers?
Yes.
Those are completely obsolete now. Nobody uses them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it means for something to be obsolete.
Flop disk. How do you spell it?
Floppies?
Yeah.
Like this in the chat.
Floppy. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Right, so we have a floppy disk. Those things that we put in the computer, or we used to put in the computer, and we don't anymore. Replaced by CDs. Okay. So let's look at one more section. Hector, could you read the last section for us?
Hi.
Yes, this one. So how come?
So how come my local mail does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? Even if there were a trustworthy way to send money over the internet, which there is not, the network is missing a most essential ingredient of capitalism: salespeople.
Okay, very good. Just pay attention to your stress, and this one right here, capitalism. Capitalism. Okay, everything else was good. So again, we can hear that sarcastic tone of the author. How come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet in a month? Okay, what do you think about that?
What's handles?
Handle means to, in this case, to do business. So her mall or his mall does more business in one afternoon than the entire internet does in a month. So to do business, to sell things in this case.
Okay.
Okay. So, and at this point it says there's no trustworthy way to send money over the internet. Well, now there are a lot of trustworthy ways, and the internet doesn't have this important ingredient of salespeople. How has that changed? How does the internet use other ways to sell products?
Now they have a customer service 24 hours, 7 days. And
anything else? How do they use advertisements instead of salespeople?
they use multimedia, internet, television.
Right. So even though they don't have the salespeople, they have all of this multimedia that they use in the way of advertisements and other promotion of products that replaces these salespeople. Okay. So as you can see, we've gone through all of these different thoughts that the author had, and they were very, I would say, biased. They had a very sarcastic and negative view of the internet. So I would like to maybe read an article by this same person now. I'd like to see what they say.
I agree with you, Audrey, because I was wondering what he or she thinking about nowadays, how we use the internet all the time.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look up this person and see if I can find anything from them. And if I do, I'll let you know, okay?
It's a good idea.
Okay, so thank you all for participating. It was super interesting to hear your thoughts, and I hope to see you in the future, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.